If you leak when you sneeze, cough, laugh, or run, the problem may not only be your pelvic floor muscle weakness, but it's poor coordination. And that's why sometimes Kegel exercises are not enough. In this video, I'll show you 3 simple exercises that will retrain your pelvic floor and improve its coordination and its reaction when it actually has to keep everything in, so we are not having these unpleasant surprises. So we will work on control, stability, and reaction. So the first exercise is a glute bridge. You may have already seen it in my other videos because it's one of the best exercises for pelvic floor for many reasons. We put our feet a little bit wider than the hips, and I like to put them in an open position that will help me to activate my glutes more. So when I'm pushing the floor and lifting my hips, I start immediately using my glute muscles to go up. And the end position looks like this. We're not arching the back here. We're just arriving at this point where our glutes actually can take us without activating the spine. So this is the range of the movement. When we are going up, we are exhaling. And this is the moment when we need to activate our pelvic floor muscles. And as I said, we are working on coordination. So in this simple movement, we need to work on 3 things. We need to breathe without holding the breath. We need to activate our pelvic floor half second before we start exhaling, or at the same moment we are starting our exhale, because that is the clue that will help us actually to improve our leaking issues. And the third thing we actually do is the movement. So it's not so easy as it may seem to, because we need to be perfectly coordinated, synchronized. So don't think of pushing, don't think of squeezing too much, think of coordinating. I'm exhaling, lifting my pelvic floor, and that is the position where many women may actually start having real sensations of the muscle of the pelvic floor, because this is the advantage position where the gravity actually helps us to feel it. So when I'm going up, exhaling, and slightly activating my pelvic floor, it moves in this direction. And my exhale has finished here, and I go down, inhaling, and release my pelvic floor that is moving in the opposite direction. That is the cycle we are doing. Exhale. This is the direction where my pelvic floor is moving. I need to add some imagination actually to reinforce the physical sensation. So inhale, I'm going down and release. Exhale, my glutes are helping me. Inhale. Try to make from 10 to 12 repetitions with the perfect technique, super attentive, always concentrating on the sensations that you have and on the timing of coordination. Many women make this mistake, that is squeezing too much, thinking that this could improve physical sensations, that this could help them to stop leaking. How can you know that you are doing this mistake? For example, you may feel that your neck muscles are also squeezing, that your face is actually tensed. This shouldn't happen. So your breathing should be very natural. Your face should be relaxed and calm. You should be concentrated but not tensed. If you want to know some other mistakes and to know more about this common mistake women make with the pelvic floor, you can find this information on my free guide that you can download following the link you find in the description to this video. And now, second exercise. Here we want to add balance and we want to add some impact, just a little bit. and we are standing so in the vertical position. And what we are going to do is a controlled, slowly marching in place. It's not actually marching, it's a balance exercise where I want to lift my left arm and my right leg and then change. What is happening here is that I have to keep my body balanced without trying to compensate with the pelvis movements, with some other strange movements. So I have to be very stable. That's why you need to choose how high you can actually lift your leg. It doesn't change anything. You can lift it like this if this is where you feel confident and can actually think of other issues that are so important, and they are always the same here: coordination and breathing. So I want to exhale here, trying also to think of activating my pelvic floor. So I start my exhale the moment I start moving, and it's the same moment where I activate my pelvic floor, trying to keep my posture. Exhale, activate. Inhale, release. So it's very slow, actually, it's not a real march. So exhale, activate. Inhale. You may need some repetitions to actually feel the exercise. So you exhale here. It's quite easy because when we lift our leg, at the same moment we lift our pelvic floor. So it's quite natural here. Exhale. Inhale, it goes down. Exhale, not doing this, not doing strange things, balancing. Exhale. Inhale. Check out your face muscles. They should be relaxed. Try to smile, try to talk, because that's an indicator that you are actually quite relaxed. Okay, now we're trying to do 10 repetitions on each side, meaning 20 movements. And the third exercise, we add some real impact. That will be a small jump. Small jumping, these are really, really small, like this. I hardly leave the floor. It's maybe a half second, but they are so fast that actually I cannot coordinate my exhale and the movement and the pelvic floor activation. So I need to breathe like I'm breathing normally. Inhale, exhale. And on the exhale, I try to activate very gently my pelvic floor and release very gently on the inhale while I'm jumping. So that's a bit challenging after those exercises where we were perfectly coordinated and slow. Here is a real life situation simulation. So we do from 10 to 15 seconds, trying to maintain our breathing, our pelvic floor movement, while doing these small jumps. Let's try. So breathe, inhale, exhale. Feel your pelvic floor. And then rest. Repeat 3 times. So it's not a cardio exercise. This is a re-education of your pelvic floor to the impact when you are in a safety zone, because you can start and you can finish this impact exercise when you want, and you can teach your body to tolerate impact again. Leave the comment, share your experience with me, put a like, sustain my channel with a subscription.